Stop and think for a moment. What if there's a secret about your life that you don't yet know? Something so significant that, once uncovered, could transform everything you believe to be possible. It's no coincidence that you're here right now. What I'm about to share isn't just information, it's something that could open your eyes to a new reality. But first, let me ask you, have you ever felt like you were on a path that seemed right, but at the same time, something inside you said it was incomplete? As if a vital piece was missing from the puzzle of your life. Now imagine that this feeling isn't just a fleeting doubt or impression. There's something much greater behind it. This secret is directly tied to the choices you make, the obstacles you face, and the way you perceive your own possibilities. It's like a key that, if discovered, can unlock doors you never imagined possible. But here's the catch, this secret won't be revealed to just anyone. It demands something from you. Focus, courage, and a willingness to hear what you might have never allowed yourself to listen to before. So, stay with me until the end of this video, because what you're about to discover could be the turning point you've been waiting for. There are no coincidences, only moments destined to transform your life. This is one of them. Now, think about your life up to this point. How many times have you tried, with all your strength, to achieve something important, only to feel like something invisible was holding you back? It could be a dream that never comes true, a goal that always seems out of reach, or even a sense of emptiness that follows you, even when everything seems to be going well. This type of blockage is more common than you think, but there's something about it that few people understand. Often, the biggest obstacle lies in something you haven't yet identified. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you need to work harder, push yourself further, or simply wait for things to get better over time. But what if the problem isn't in what you're doing, but in what you believe? What if the real barrier isn't external, but internal? Think of it as a program running in the background of your mind, influencing your decisions, your emotions, and even the opportunities you notice or overlook. And this is where the conflict begins. Because most of us never stop to question these invisible influences. We go through life on autopilot, believing we're in control, while something bigger is silently shaping our paths. This isn't your fault, it's a pattern many of us carry without realizing it. But the fact that you're here, right now, listening to this, means you're beginning to see. You're on the verge of discovering what's been missing. And trust me, this realization can change everything. Now that you've started to understand that something greater is influencing your life, it's time to talk about the presence that has always been by your side, even when you couldn't notice it. It's no coincidence that you've overcome challenges that seemed impossible, that you found strength when you thought you had nothing left to give. This presence, this invisible force, has been there in every one of those moments, patiently waiting for you to recognize it. Think of a time when something inexplicably worked out, even when everything seemed lost. Maybe it was an idea that came to you at the exact right moment, a person who showed up to help you, or even a sudden feeling of clarity. These moments aren't mere coincidences. They're signs of an intervention that is already happening in your life. This force doesn't impose rules, it doesn't require you to see it, but it works quietly to guide you. The big secret is that it can only fully act when you decide to actively participate in the process. Imagine you're drifting on a boat. This force is like an invisible current, always trying to steer you in the right direction, but it's up to you to adjust the sails and collaborate. The more you ignore the signs, the harder the path becomes. But when you recognize that you're not alone, that there's something or someone operating to help you, everything changes. This is the moment to open your eyes and realize that the power of transformation has always been at your disposal. Now imagine this: you're in a long corridor, with several doors around you. Each one represents a possibility, a path that could transform your life. But there's a problem: the doors seem locked. You feel like something is stopping you from turning the handles, even though you know the key is somewhere. This corridor is the current stage of your life, and the doors symbolize the dreams and goals you want to achieve. What's holding you back isn't a lack of ability, but the invisible barriers you've either built or allowed to be erected. These barriers may come from doubts, fears, or even the idea that you don't deserve what's on the other side. But here's the hard truth to accept: many of these limitations are just illusions. It's like an invisible wall that only exists as long as you believe in it. With every step you hesitate to take, that wall seems taller, more solid. And the worst part? It convinces you there's no way out. But, as you struggle against these barriers, something is happening behind the scenes. Remember that force we mentioned earlier? It hasn't given up on you. It's there, pushing you, creating cracks in those invisible walls, showing you small openings to help you see that crossing them is possible. The challenge now is that this force can't do it all on its own. It needs you to trust, to make the decision to move forward, even without seeing the entire path ahead. Because, in this moment, you're not just choosing between staying where you are or moving forward, you're deciding whether you will allow the secret about your life to finally be revealed. And now we come to the crucial point. You're faced with the most important choice of your life. Continue living with the same doubts, the same fears, and limitations, or decide it's time for change. The truth is, no one can make this decision for you. Not even the force that's been working tirelessly by your side. You're the only one capable of deciding, right now, if you're going to open the doors that have always seemed locked. But don't be mistaken, this decision requires courage. It's not comfortable to face what's inside of you, much less to admit that some of the barriers were created by your own beliefs. Even so, it's necessary. Because on the other side of this choice lies everything you've ever wanted: peace, purpose, fulfillment that now seems so far away. Now, imagine that this invisible force is holding the key you've been searching for. It's extended right in front of you, but the only way to grab it is by taking the first step. It doesn't matter if the step seems small. What matters is the intention behind it. What you do now will determine not only what happens tomorrow, but the way you will view yourself for the rest of your life. So, ask yourself, are you willing to leave behind what's holding you back? Are you ready to take control of your destiny and finally uncover the secret that can change your path? Because from this moment forward, the choice is yours. And this decision will change everything that comes after. You've made it this far, and that's already a sign. The decision to seek answers, to face the unknown, and to challenge the limits holding you back is the first step to completely transforming your life. And the secret about your journey is simple but powerful: you have more strength and control than you realize. The force that's been by your side all this time, the one you may have felt in your most difficult moments, won't abandon you, but it needs you to choose to act. No matter how big the challenges ahead seem. No matter how strong the fear of failure may be. What truly matters is what you will do with what you've learned today. You can keep hiding behind doubts and fears, or you can accept that each step forward, no matter how small it seems, is a victory. The key to opening those doors has always been with you. What you needed was clarity, and now you have it. So here's the truth, the future you desire isn't as far away as you think. It's waiting for you, on the other side of this choice. But it will only become real when you believe you're capable of reaching it. Change begins the moment you decide to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating the opportunities you've always wanted. Remember this, you've never been alone, and you're not now. But what comes next depends entirely on you. The secret has already been revealed, and now everything is in your hands. Don't let this opportunity pass. Make the choice, take the step, and transform your life. Because what lies ahead of you is much greater than what's behind.